Hello, everyone. I'm Sibyl Star, and I'm going to be sharing with you today the astrology of the Pisces new moon that occurs at 20 degrees, 16 minutes of Pisces on March 10th at 1 a.m. Pacific time. All right, so I'm going to screen share with you the actual chart so we can look at that. Okay. All right, so as you can see here of the chart, like I said, March 10th, 1 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. And of course, we will have just gone into standard time. We will have had that time change. So anyway, here we are at 20 degrees, 16 minutes of Pisces. We've got the sun and the moon. And we've got all of this other energy here in Pisces. We've got Saturn in Pisces. We've got Neptune in Pisces. And of course, Neptune is, the ruler of Pisces in its own sign. So this makes, and this is a 7 degree, or actually almost 7 degree conjunction. So I would say that Neptune is part of this conjunction. Saturn is maybe just a little out. Okay. All right. So we're going to be talking about that. And Neptune here at 27 degrees of Pisces is conjunct Mercury at 0 degrees of Aries. Pluto is sextile this Neptune Mercury conjunction. All right, and what else we got going on here? Okay, we've got Mars here at 20 degrees of Aquarius is in a very tight square here to Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. This is a very volatile aspect. This is energy that is difficult to control. And then we also have Saturn here at 11 degrees of Pisces in a sextile to Jupiter. And those are going to be the main things that we are going to be talking about. All right, well, let's get into what does all of this mean? All right, so as I said, there are four planets: Sun, the Moon, Saturn, and Neptune in Pisces, and then the asteroid Hygeia. And Hygeia is a healing asteroid. And so all of these in Pisces. And so the sign of Pisces is the archetype of the mystic. Pisces sees into other realms. It's a very energetically sensitive, imaginative, and psychic kind of an energy. Pisces feels the suffering of the world. Pisces energy is that of a dreamer, and in the visionary sense, as well as in the world of dreams. Many Pisces are very connected, or Piscean energy. And you don't have to have a Pisces sun. I mean, you can have all kinds of planets and a strong Neptune. Any of these can mean, similar things. Pisces and Neptune bring strong imagination and intuition, can be very creative, especially with music and sound. They seem to travel in what we call the music of the spheres. But I've also seen those with the Pisces energy being very good at math. Albert Einstein was a Pisces. Okay. So, and they say math is the language of the universe. So I never quite could get my head around it, but many people can. Anyway, Pisces are known to be shapeshifters. It's a shape-shifting energy who fits really in no box. And I'm just going to say those with Pisces energy who show up at my door for a reading, they just simply do not fit in a box. I'm going to just straighten out my camera there. They can be just about anything. They don't fit in a box. All right. But also by being a shapeshifter, what that means to me is just having the ability to feel the energy and to kind of mold their energy to fit the circumstance, to bring balance, to bring healing, whatever it is. They can be chameleons. You kind of never know quite who it is you're going to get because they shapeshift to meet the energy. The shadow of Pisces can be that of an escapist because they are so sensitive. It is such a sensitive energy. And so often when Pisces or Neptune is strong in the chart, it can bring addiction, and not just with drugs. It can be like a shopaholic, a TV-aholic, gambling, whatever the addiction is, whatever it is that can take people out of the realm of suffering where they don't feel it anymore. Okay. Because of the harshness of this world. It's a difficult energy to walk with in this world. So there's a tendency to tune out, okay, instead of tuning in. And the other shadow, of course, is the what we would call the victim savior, the rescuer, or the victim. Pisces can be either, and because of that great sensitivity. Pisces is the last water sign, so it's very connected to all of the waters of the world. And so during this time, the water might be very nourishing. You might want to spend time near the water, take baths, drink lots of water. Water is really on the agenda. And of course, water in astrology, really what water in just about any type of archetypal method of understanding is related to emotions and feeling. But of course, Pisces rules all the waters, as well as the great cosmos, what we call the great cosmic sea, where we are all one. It represents the collective unconscious. So we may feel the collective suffering and may feel that need to rescue or feel like a victim ourselves. And it's really important to understand that Pisces energy can be that of a psychic sponge, of taking in all of the energy around them and believing that it is theirs. Pisces energy has kind of a porous energy field where it kind of absorbs that of others. And so it's super important to know what is yours and what is not yours. And especially if you're in a healing kind of a field, to make sure to remove the energy of the day, whether that's often just through running water, just through a shower, of letting everything pour off of you. But salt is always so good, like a salt scrub or a salt and soda bath. That's another way to clear your field. But to know that everyone is going to be super sensitive to absorbing the energy of others and making sure to take care of your energetic field. Okay. All right. Neptune, and we have Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is known as the divine heart. And this is so much about compassion, the divine light that lives in the temple of our hearts. And they say compassion is the highest form of love. And some say we come to earth to have our hearts broken so that we can love more, because a broken heart is an open heart. And to know, the challenge, is after our heart has been broken, is to close it, while the teaching is to keep it open so that we can feel compassion for the suffering of others. But like I said too, it's important to not take in other suffering as your own suffering, because that becomes rescuing or becoming a victim. To how to have compassion and be with people who are suffering, or to have compassion for yourself, then that's really where it all starts. Anyway, open your heart and let it be filled with the divine love of Creator, knowing that our heart is a chalice. Divine love says to open your heart to love, and that love heals everything. And as you do, you may feel the places where you are still carrying the pain of old trauma and fear. And if you do, breathe through it and let it go. To know that your heart is going to be very sensitive during this Pisces transit, this Pisces new moon. And by the way, the new moon, is a time of planting seeds, and the energy lasts, for the whole lunar cycle of, 28, 29 days. Risk your heart to feel. That's the key. We have to feel to heal. And as I said, compassion is the highest form of love. And at this new moon, we have the goddess Hygeia, who is a healing goddess, conjunct the new moon. Hygeia was the daughter of Asclepius. Well, this is one cosmology. And Asclepius, of course, was the god of dream healing. We've talked about this before, the dream healing temples of Greece. So you might find that you get some healing dreams during this time. And it's opposite Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. And, Black Moon Lilith, and we've got all of these I didn't show you on the chart, but Black Moon Lilith is at 18 degrees of Virgo, which is pretty tightly opposite this new moon. And it's kind of like the anchor. And so because Pisces could just float away, but we've got Black Moon Lilith there, which is kind of the anchor in our body. But Black Moon can bring up the dark side, like, but as we talked about, letting your heart fill with love, and that love heals everything. And Black Moon Lilith in me, in Virgo, says to me that it's very much about healing body shame and self-worth issues. We might find, self-criticism showing up, and to know that love heals everything, to just open your heart and let it go, that it's not you having this self-criticism. This is conditioning. This is the way we have been raised in this culture, to be critical of ourselves and especially our bodies. And the love is coming in to heal that part of ourselves. Okay. This new moon in Pisces brings in a very heightened intuition. Our intuition, that is our connection to our higher self and the source of all creation. That is our inner guidance. And intuition comes from the heart center, where the divine spirit dwells. It does not come from our mind. It comes from our heart. We're going to feel, we know truth when we feel it. Okay. And to know that that inner GPS, that inner guidance is really turned on high, and to really be listening and to trust it, and to surrender to the light within, to this guidance of the inner light and of the flow. Pisces is all about flows. The water flows. Water doesn't, well, unless it's a storm, usually water will kind of move around obstacles, and so allow yourself to flow and follow the energy. This could also be a time of very strong dreams and a visionary time. Imagination could be very strong, so it could be a great time to be very creative. Now, Pisces is also the last sign before the rebirth at the spring equinox. So Pisces often asks us to let go of what no longer has life force in it for us. So it can be a time of endings and letting go. As they say, let go and let God. That, and many people are crossing over right now, many souls in many different bodies, human bodies, animal bodies. And, we know this increased light is coming in, and it may be that those who are crossing over, their bodies can't hold the increased light that is coming in. And so they're going to the other side to help us. But if just in our own lives, we may be losing people, friends, different things going away, and know that it is all part of that cycle of endings before we start the spring equinox, and to make space to be for the blessings that, for the new beginnings and blessings that are coming in. Okay. One of the shadows could be, Neptune is about being in the fog. It's very difficult sometimes to find your way using all of the let's just say logic and reason that we normally use to find our way, because Pisces and Neptune are very much about really helping us develop our inner GPS, our inner guidance system, and not only to develop it, but to trust it. It's kind of like, I often say Pisces and Neptune events are like when we lose electricity, and we normally can find our way around with our vision, but when the lights go off and it's night, we have to use a different kind of a radar. Often we stub our toes a little bit until we energetically start to know where the furniture is, where things are. Okay. and to also trust that we are never alone. Pisces and Neptune, they are the part of us that remember that on some level we are all one, that we have never left the source of creation, and that we have guardian angels, we have many beings in the invisible realm that are here journeying with us in this lifetime, and that we can always ask for help. We are never alone. The Sabian symbol for this new moon is a little white lamb, a child, and a Chinese servant. And so what this means to me is that another indication that we are being protected by higher, more aware energies. Our angels, our guardians are here with us, and that we're being watched over, and that we are also watching over others. Okay. All right. Now, some of the fixed stars that are associated with this new moon are the fixed stars of Pegasus. And Pegasus is the magical winged horse that flies through the air. And Pegasus represents the shift in mindset from worshiping God to becoming your own God by acknowledging the divinity within. Once again, it's another sign about connecting to that light within. The first, and Pegasus, the horse herself, needs freedom and independence to be true to themselves. And horses are about power and about freedom. The first star is a star called Markab. It is at 23 degrees of Pisces, and it is conjunct the sun. And this star is a divine messenger, bringing messages from the other side. And some of these messages may be revelations about yourself. Let these revelations act as your compass, helping you to navigate through the fog of this time, of your subconscious and of your unconscious, illuminating patterns that need to be released. The second star is called Shiat, and it is at 29 degrees of Pisces, and it is conjunct Mercury and Neptune. And this star is a receiver of cosmic information. Markab is the messenger. So there are messages in the air, and we're like the antenna, we're receiving them. The cosmos is sending messages, and we are the receivers. Guidance that we can access only in the stillness of our hearts, which is so much clearer when we can remove the static of those old patterns, those old beliefs, those old ways of interpreting information, to know that there's new guidance coming in. It allows us to tune into the frequency of love. And, I should have said, I have titled this article or this video, "In the Service of Love." Okay. In service to love, in service to the light. That is the title of this video. Since it is also in service to love. It is in service to love and in service to light. All right. So Mercury, the god of the mind, is at 0 degrees Aries, and is conjunct Neptune and sextile Pluto. So Mercury conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Mercury, is god of the mind, and he's also he's a messenger. He's a Hermes. Hermes was the divine messenger, and Hermes could travel on all realms. He was the only being that could go to the upper world, the lower world, and the middle world. He's one of the only ones that could go to the lower world and return, because he is a messenger. And, he has wings on his feet like Pegasus. He's a winged messenger as well. And so there are divine messages coming through. There is divine guidance, heightened intuition, and of course, imagination, which is part of the creative process, is activated. So it's kind of, what would be the word, puts a spotlight on divine messages coming through and our ability to receive them. Okay. But Mercury is at 0 degrees Aries. And so that's a different energy than Pisces. Mercury in Aries is, it will help us see through the fog better, put it that way. Because Neptune is often, like I said, Neptune and Pisces are very foggy, but Aries is kind of more direct and to the point. And I think is going to allow us to see through the fog. And 0 degrees Aries is the most powerful degree in the zodiac. It's the beginning of all things, and it's the beginning of the astrological year, and it's about giving birth. So there is like new ideas about giving birth to some new ideas that are coming from the other side, coming from source, coming from our higher self. Okay. And that we're going to be given some direction of how to implement them, because Aries is about action. Now, the Sabian symbol for this, and this is so important because, we've got the spring equinox coming up on actually on March 19th here on the Pacific coast at 8:04 p.m. Pacific time. So we're in a time of new beginnings and rebirth for our wheel of the year as well. And the Sabian symbol is a woman rises out of water, a seal rises and embraces her. So I feel like what this is saying is about the emergence out of the realm of potentiality into the realm of reality. It's about the ability to make our dreams real. Our dreams are coming into the field, not of just possibility, but of new beginnings and new direction, okay? And giving them life, giving them form, okay? All right, now, Mercury is also sextile Pluto. And, Pluto, is god of death and rebirth. He's very much about self-empowerment. And a sextile is about opportunity. And so, but Pluto always requires deep authenticity. Pluto is like the snake shedding its skin. Once again, there's the symbol of letting things go that no longer serve us. And Mercury, is god of the mind, but also god of communication. So very much about needing to align with the authenticity of self through our voice and the way we communicate. And the Sabian symbol that Pluto is transiting over is super important, and it's going to be there during the eclipse. We've got our eclipses coming up. We're moving into eclipse season starting at the end of March, and then we have the big total eclipse, solar eclipse on April 8th. But we're moving into that. And so Pluto will activate this degree of actually 2 degrees Aquarius. Pluto's transiting at 1 degree, I think it's like 30 minutes or something. But we always read the next sign up, okay? And so 2 degrees of Aquarius, and it is an unexpected thunderstorm. So it could be that speaking our truth could create storms in our life during this new moon cycle. And Pluto is still transiting the stars of Aquila, the eagle. And, the eagle is the one who flies right into the storm, to be able to rise above the storm and fly over it and get that eagle eye view, okay? But to be able to rise above the storm, you have to fly through the storm. So it is about the transformation as we have the courage to fly into our stormy emotions and then rise above them, where we receive clarity and see the bigger picture. It gives us the freedom to follow the path of truth and authenticity because we have a better view of it. We don't have our turbulent emotions getting in the way, okay? Because that's what I feel like the storm is about. Pluto is connected to divine will, and divine will is the intention of the light within us. It's our divine plan. That is the light within us, okay? It is the divine light within us that has an intention for our lifetime, our divine plan. And so it is also becoming clearer. And as we align with the light, it allows our true essence to shine forth. This light is the frequency of love, and our evolution is the revolution. We know that Pluto in Aquarius is so much about evolution and revolution. And so that it is our evolution that is the revolution, and it is a revolution of love. It is a revolution of consciousness. Okay. All right. Now we're going to talk about Mars in Aquarius, square Uranus in Taurus. So, of course, Mars is the warrior. Mars is action, desire, and is human will. Pluto is more aligned with divine will, whereas Mars is aligned with human will. It is action, and it is our direction in life and the just do it energy. And Mars in Aquarius needs freedom and independence to individuate and follow that direction in life, that inner guidance. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus is lightning and thunder, change, chaos, things moving quickly, unpredictability, those aha moments that, that 1 minute we don't understand something and the next minute we do. It's like these downloads. But Uranus, I feel in this aspect of Mars, is talking about the winds of change blowing in. The winds, the storm is here. This is a very volatile aspect, and we may and it may be expressing itself in the outer world. So it is so important to handle it well internally and not let yourself get blown off course. To know there is much chaos in the field, there is much volatility, there is much um, there's anger being incited and stirred up in people. The key is to recognize what in you is being stirred up so that you can deal with it and not get blown off track. Let it be a distraction. Don't let your anger be a distraction from what it is you need to do with your life. Okay, because the storm is here, and how we navigate this storm is super important. How we can stay on track. And it can bring accidents if we are moving through it unconsciously. This aspect can magnify our emotions. So don't let them sweep you up and get caught in the storm like a whirlwind. We are being asked to stand at the edge of our comfort zone and choose to step forward into the unknown, into the storm, like the eagle, fly into the storm, but with your intention set. Stay centered in your own light and let it be your guide. Don't let the storm, blow you off course. And recognize that every moment of uncertainty is accompanied by a whisper of your soul guiding you closer to your true essence and showing you the way forward. It is your inner light that is guiding you forward, okay, to stay on track. All right. It's very powerful energy. The Pisces energy is really beautiful. It's all about divine love and the light coming in, but the storm is also swirling around. Okay. All right. We have Saturn in Pisces, which is sextile Jupiter. And this is a really lovely aspect. Okay. And to recognize that it is natural to feel vulnerable and disoriented as the world is changing, and to affirm to yourself that it's okay to not have all the answers and to feel uncertain about what comes next. The key is to follow the energy. It will unfold. It's whatever it is that shows up in your path is your next step. How we get off track is resistance to not follow the energy and to make a choice that is not in alignment with our path, maybe to engage in some volatile activities. Let your anger take over rather than following the energy of what is wanting to unfold. And know that even if you don't know the next step, to trust that it will unfold as needed. And this is also about self-compassion, as it lays a foundation of kindness and patience within your heart, creating a safe space for your true self to emerge. And our true selves, that is the light that lives within each of us. And as we navigate and rise above the storm, clarity and freedom to be ourselves and follow our path will come, unless we allow ourselves to get entangled in the storm. As you walk in your light, it lights the path for others. We become way showers for others, and the light is so much stronger when we stand together. And I'm going to close this video with this beautiful teaching from White Eagle. I have shared it before, and it's just so powerful. It wanted to be shared again. And so White Eagle's asking us to be in service to the light. All right. You ask us, White Eagle, what can we do to help humankind? And we answer, by daily, hourly, every moment of your life, endeavoring to realize your true self, which lies buried in your innermost being. It will rise in you like a stream of light on which you will be able to rise to a higher level of consciousness, where you will find yourself enveloped in the power and the love of God. Practice this daily realization of the great white light within your own being, that great white light within your own being, and project it forth into the outer world. Then, my friends, the mists around the world will gradually be dispelled. Do not look to others to do the work for you. Everyone is their own savior and the savior of all humankind. This is from the Ascended Master, White Eagle. And so we are, as I said, we are starting the eclipse season later this month, and they are bringing some very powerful changes with an increase in the collective storms. And so the key is to not allow yourself to get caught up in the storms. Stay true to the light within your heart and let it guide you through the storm, and rise above the storm like the eagle. And you will have breakthroughs at the same time. All right. And like I said, there will be other videos on this. All right. Well, wishing you all a wonderful couple of weeks. I'll be back with the lunar eclipse video in a couple of weeks. And if anyone is interested in having a reading, my information is in the description box below. Blessings and namaste to all.